Hey y'all, welcome to Camo and Plaid. I'm David and I thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about everyone needs a bag gun. And so with carrying a bag gun, we have to start with this question of what size bag am I willing to carry? Because that kind of starts off what we can do with our gun. So what are you willing to carry? Then you want to think about what looks normal in your area, right? So where you live, where you work, the grocery store you go to, those kind of things. What kind of a bag looks normal? What size bag looks normal? What can you get away with? And what is kind of the optimum size of weapon to fit in the bag that works best for where you are? So that's where we want to start. The next thing we want to think of is what size gun are you capable and willing to carry, right? So that's a big deal because guns get heavy, right? And you're going to be carrying this bag with you everywhere. That's the whole purpose of having a bag gun, is to make sure that it's on your person. When you need more for self-defense than maybe just a pocket pistol or your standard CCW. So depending on what you conceal carry, that may make a determination on the type of bag gun you choose. You may want a gun that carries the same magazine that you're currently carrying, like a Glock 19 or one of the SIG P320s. So that may come into account for you as well. And so as we think about that, how big of a gun am I willing to carry? What's going to look normal where I live? How much do I actually need, right? That might be a big deal for you too when you consider a bag gun. If you live in bear country, you might need a bigger weapon or at least a bigger caliber. And that might be what you want to put in your bag to deal with, moose, bears, things of that nature. Maybe distance. Distance is a big deal where you live because you're going to and from areas that are wide open. And so your bag gun is to fill into those areas rather than like a closed-in building where you can handle most things with just your handgun. And so that might be your consideration. An open parking lot, Walmart. How big is your Walmart? Well, my Walmart has some shots that are probably about 300 yards. Now, do I need to be able to shoot that entire distance? The answer is probably not. But for me, I want a bag gun that is going to be capable of going out to about 200 yards. To be able to traverse those distances from the front door of the building to my car. So what does it look like where you are? Obviously, a bag gun can't handle everything, right? This is not your general purpose rifle. This is a specialty weapon that is going to be used for probably your day-to-day and going, again, to a place like the grocery store. All right, so what do I need? What's normal for where I'm at? What can I get away with? The next thing that you're going to want to look at is the height of the gun, right? What is the height from the base of the gun to the top? What is the distance from when the barrel is in at an angle from that same distance? What's going to be the highest point? Because that's going to determine, one, the gun that fits in the bag and the bag that'll fit that gun. We want to think of width, right? There's a lot of great guns out there, but some of them are too wide for being a bag gun, or you may have to rethink the bag that you're going to use. And so these are just considerations that we want to have as we come up with what our bag gun's going to be and what kind of bag we want. Now, me personally, I like some of the specialty bags that are out there, stuff like Verdicts, right? The old 511 bags, I have a couple of those, but I really actually prefer the simplest bag that you could find at Walmart. Well, why Walmart? Because it doesn't say anything in particular. It's fairly normal to have an inexpensive little backpack, a JanSport, right? Like we used to carry in school. I'm sure there's some people who still do. People in my area carry JanSport all the time. When I go to Walmart, a lot of the kids are carrying them. Adults, especially with the advent of the MERS, are carrying those. But there's a lot of simple Walmart bags that you can get away with, such as this one for $5. And guess what? My DBX fits in here. My Glock 34 in the Recover 2020 chassis fits in here, and it's super small. Now, I'm a big dude, so it starts to look a little awkward sometimes when I carry this. And so maybe another Walmart bag like this one right here I carry this when I go fishing a lot because, well, it's simple. It doesn't really stand out all that much. It's gray and blue. There's nothing on it that says, hey, this guy's got a gun, right? In fact, it says, hey, this dude's going fishing, because that's generally where I carry this. And I carry a 357 SIG Glock 31 with a long barrel for bears. Not that we have a lot of bears where I live, but sometimes I go places that do. And so those are some of the considerations I want to have. One of my favorite bags for a bag gun is the simple but trusted Targus computer bag. So a 15-inch computer bag. This is just a standard size. It's what I put my computer in, right? And so it doesn't stand out all that much compared to, say, maybe the Vertix computer bag, right? Yeah, right, you can get away with it. I do a lot. I like this bag, but it's not as necessarily as quiet as just a simple thing that you're gonna buy at your local store, and maybe something that you already have, right? So sometimes the greatest thing is just to go look in your closet, see what you have. If you're low on funds, the Dickies bag for $20 at Walmart, it's like an old JanSport. You can also find it at BOTAC for $10 or $12. That's what I did, and it's great. But a bag gun can be any bag, or a bag for a bag gun can be any bag that you currently have, as long as you have the weapon that fits it, and that weapon takes care of all the different things that you need it to take care of, right? What's the task that you have? So with that, I thank you. We're gonna start looking at specific ones. And so the first thing that I wanna show you is the FM15 Gen 2 9-inch. I love this little gun, and I'll show you why. One, it fits in this bag. It fits into the other Vertix bag as well. It's fairly light for what it is. And it's just a great little gun. There she is.